Hello and welcome to the Kyoshi Herbie Bagwell TV show. Yes, I'm back in Groton, everybody. Hello. I want to thank you all for watching the show. I want to wish everyone a belated Mother's Day. I hope you had a great Mother's Day as well. This show is a grassroots show, and we're going to get into Taekwondo martial arts. Taekwondo martial arts is a combination of Korean Taekwondo and, of course, Chinese, Japanese Shaolin Kempo. Yes, I have opened a school right here in Groton, Connecticut, and stay tuned because the grand opening is coming. I want to say a special hello, of course, to my producer and my showman, my girl Lori on the side. I didn't sign a letter of release yet, so I'm not going to say her last name, but you guys know who Lori is. She's a wonderful person, and she is the yoga personnel extraordinaire. So we'll look forward to her and her services really soon at Bagwell Academy of Martial Arts. Let's get started. Taekwondo, hey! Taekwondo martial arts, what is it? Quite simple. It's a combination of Taekwondo and Shaolin Kempo. I've been at martial arts now, a long time. I say about 44 years, actually. 44 years in the martial arts. I'm coming off of my second Hall of Fame induction, first ballot Hall of Fame induction, as a matter of fact. So everything is just lining up just the way God aligned it for. It's lining up perfectly. So I want to say hello to all the surrounding towns that are viewing my TV show. I love your feedback. It was phenomenal after my first week. I know it can only get better from there. This show is going to be on, again, beginner Taekwondo and beginner Shaolin Kempo. Taekwondo comes in at the green belt level. And so the belt levels are as follows: white, yellow, orange, green, green, white, blue, blue, white, purple, purple, white, brown, brown, black, red, red, black. We have a junior black belt in the Taekwondo martial arts okay? The junior black belt is actually a black belt with a white stripe going through it and, of course, solid black, okay? Now, at Bagwell Academy of Martial Arts, the way that I was taught traditionally is that if you are 12 years and a half and under, but you are going to earn that black belt, you go to a junior black belt first. You don't go to a solid black. Now, there are schools that do their thing. I'm not concerned with other schools. I'm concerned with Bagwell Academy of Martial Arts. I know how to stay in my lane, so to speak, okay? So at the end of the day, if I expect for God to bless something, I have to give it 100%. There is no plan B or C. This is plan A. I give plan A everything. Yes, I teach my own classes. So I look forward to you all coming to Bagwell Academy of Martial Arts here in Groton. Now, let's get started, okay? We're going to go over our Taekwondos. That means Chunji, Dangun, and Dosan. Chunji is the white belt kata. Dangun is the yellow belt kata. And, of course, Dosan is the orange belt kata. And as I'm going through these katas, I'm going to narrate exactly what you're looking at. Once I am done with Chunji, Dangun, and Dosan, I'm going to get into my Shaolin Kempo. Okay, that means the combinations, and it also means the Kempos as well. And we're going to even get into one pinyon. Okay, let's get started. First move right now, of course, is Taekwondo. This is called Kempo. This is how we bow into Kempo. Here, now we bow into Taekwondo. We go into our Junbi. Okay, first move is a low block. You want to make sure that your right hand's above your obi. Your obi is called your belt. Right hand's above your belt. Step forward. Punch. I turn. Low block. Step forward. Punch. I look before I strike. Low block. Punch at the chest level. Not up here, but at the chest level. Right hand, left ear. I turn. Low block. Punch. My back is only back to you for a moment. Middle block in a back stance, okay, a back stance. And punch, make a muscle, I turn, middle block in a back stance. Punch, middle block, my back is only to you for a moment. I punch, again, I turn, middle block, I'm in a back stance, okay? Punch one, punch two. These are all front stances. Reverse one in a front stance and punch kiai. Aya, not out here, but at my solar plex. So, baro, I come up and shun. When a person's doing a punch, in most karate schools, and definitely in my own karate schools, the one in Milford, of course, here in Groton, there are mirrors. And mirrors are basically just another way of teaching. It's a prop. It's a teaching prop. When I was coming through the ranks in New London, and of course in Westport years ago, we didn't have any mirrors. We really didn't. Isn't that funny? There were no mirrors in my karate school. Absolutely none. So I'm going back to the 70s, people, okay? So when you're doing your katas, when you're doing your pinyans or your forms or your combinations or your weapons, whatever you're doing, you have to mimic the instructor who is actually teaching these classes. Okay? That's why it's so important to me, and I mean no disrespect to anyone, but it's so important to me, Kyoshi Herbie Bagwell, 9th degree, to always be in shape. I got to be in shape because how can I preach martial arts and fitness and good nutrition if I myself is not going to exude that, not going to apply it in my own life? Okay? So it's imperative, people, that you stay in shape. I mean, from the instructors down to the students, okay? Stay in shape. Or if you come into karate and you're not in the best shape, the instructor can see what you need and he or she will go according from there, okay? Now, let's get into our yellow belt kata. Yellow belt kata is called Dangun. I'm going to narrate all of the katas so you can, at home, you can follow along, okay? Hands by my side, I bow. This is June B, or ready position. Before I strike, I look, strike, punch, chamber, strike, punch, chamber. I go into what they call a double knife in a back stance. My hands, my fingers are not open, but they're closed, okay? My thumbs are not out, they're tucked in. So I have what they call an aerodynamic look, so to speak, so I can get to you faster. If my fingers, my hands are open, it looks sloppy, okay? So I'm in a back stance here. Fingers are closed, thumbs are tucked in. I'm here, feint block here, spear finger, okay? And the spear finger goes right down the center of my body, okay? So with this beautiful facility here, I can see everything. I can see what's behind my back. It's amazing. So here, I can spear finger. Now, chamber, one move, strike. Right hand goes inside, strike. Taekwondo needs chambers for the power. But you'll see a distinct difference between Taekwondo and Kempo in a few moments. Right arm chamber above my belt or my obi, left hand right ear, I turn, strike, punch, chamber, back is to you only for a moment, strike, punch, chamber. Right hand, again, at the belt line, okay? Right hand goes inside. Now, I turn to forearm block. I kick, right, left. Left hand comes down, right hand over top. Again, to forearm block, left kick, left punch, right punch. My back will be to you only for a moment. One step, high block one, high block two, chamber here, and I turn. And you want to get into that riding horse stance. This is wrong because my elbow's too far out. You want to tuck everything, okay? Everything has to be what I call dead right tight. I don't want anything loose around me. I want it tight, okay? So I'm here, okay? And then I chamber, shuffle to my right. Aya, baro. And shun. Okay, so when you talk about martial arts, you're also discussing self-defense. Everything is about self-defense. No, I'm not going to do a kata on the street if someone's trying to attack me. That's ridiculous. But out of Taekempo and out of Taekwondo and Shaolin Kempo, I also teach, of course, self-defense. Okay, that will be on some future shows. And my self-defense literally starts from blue belt all the way to black belt. I've been blessed to be able to teach state troopers in the state of Connecticut. I also teach municipalities throughout the state. So I'm well aware of the walk-along techniques, the tag-along techniques, and even dual walk-along techniques where I can have two people literally in one hold with one hand. Okay, and so being former law enforcement, I know all about that. Okay, it's very important, okay? So stay tuned for future shows. Now, we're now going on to the orange belt. That was white belt was Chun-Ji. Dangun was yellow belt. Now orange belt, which is called Dosan. Out of all of the 20 some odd katas I know in Taekwondo. Dosan is probably my favorite because it encompasses front stances, riding horse stances, back stances. It accompanies everything. So I'm very pleased with that. Okay, so here we go. Bow. Always bow and show respect. Junbi. Remember, always look before you strike because you can't strike if you can't see it, right? So I look, double knife in a back stance. Again, above my belt. Okay, and the back stance should look really good. Okay, double knife. You ever see like an Audi A8 Turbo? That's a beautiful car, right? So I accompany all my stances like a nice, beautiful car. Okay, punch. I turn, double knife. Okay, punch. Chamber. Low block, commit to it. Chamber, high punch. Now, Chunji and Dangun have chest high strikes. Dosan, it has a high punch, okay? So high punch 1, high punch 2, high punch 3, high punch 4, kiai, aya, okay? Chamber, both hands now are above my belt, above my obi, so to speak, okay? Now from here, I turn into a back stance. My back is to you only for a moment. Double chamber first, step forward, punch. I'm not going to go off camera, so pay attention. Right hand above my belt. My right leg goes backwards this way, okay? I'm in a back stance, double chamber above my belt, step forward and punch, okay? Now my back will be to you only for a moment, okay? Now from here, low block, I hit my belt, high block 1, high block 2, high block 3, high block 4. Chamber, left hand, knife hand. Spin, turn, strike. Once again, commit to the riding horse stance. Commit to it, okay? I look, step in, punch. Right hand, knife hand, strike. Now, again, commit to the riding horse stance and punch kiai. Aya. Baro. This is called a hinge step. Right foot to left, and I bow. Taekwondo is a phenomenal discipline to learn. I don't use systems. A system is that when you're in a box and you can only do so much in that system. I teach arts. I teach Taekwondo, martial art. I teach Shaolin Kempo, martial art. An art has infinite possibilities. It's infinite. You can just learn forever, okay? Now, in a biblical sense, we serve an infinite God, but we are finite. We have a beginning and we have an end, okay? So with that being said, that's why it's so important to live every single day to the fullest. Try not to do anything negative that will hurt your future, even though we all can sometimes be our own worst enemies. Lord knows I know. But at the end of the day, try to live your life to the fullest. And when you live your life, make sure that your life is going to be of a purpose, a strong purpose where you can be of service to other people. That to me is so important. This show is reaching out to thousands of people. I'm completely and totally humbled by that. My martial arts school is about like 70% complete here in Groton, Connecticut. And that's going to serve, I know it, thousands of people, because if you build it, they will come. That's how it works, okay? They're not going to come if you don't build it. So you have to have that wherewithal. You got to have that strong, strong faith and hope and trust that God will do what he promised, okay? So let's move on. Now we did Chunji, Dangun, and Dosan. Now let's get into Shaolin Kempo, the true purest forms of Taekwondo. You just witnessed it out of Chunji, Dangun, Dosan. Now let's get into our most purest forms in Shaolin Kempo, okay? First move, this is called front position. I bow, okay? Now into a Kempo fighting stance. I'm gonna move upstage a little bit, okay? Now from here, this is called combinations, or Kempos rather, 6, 6B, and 7. We're here. Kick, cross, and cover into a cat stance, okay? It's simply a quick kick, okay? Some use the balls of their feet, that's fine. Whatever you do, kick, cross, and cover. the way that I was taught years ago is the balls of your feet, okay? You got your balls of your feet here. You have a snap kick with the instep. You have a front kick here. And you also have a thrust kick when you lean forward, okay? So you have to know your kicks. And this is a grassroots show. So if you write in, call in, or whatever the case may be, on Facebook, Instagram, whatever it is on Twitter that you find me, Herbie Bagwell, you can ask questions and I will answer them on my next show, okay? So we go, hands are up. Now, 6B, I step back, chamber above my belt, middle block, okay? Back to guard, watch me. Aya, kick, cross, and cover. Now from a side view, I want you to see it, okay, from a side view. When I'm here, I step back, chamber above my obi, my belt, middle block, okay, kick, cross, and cover. There's a lot going on there. One more time from this side view, okay? Step by step, hands are up, right leg goes back. Right hand chamber above my belt, my middle block. Watch my right hand, it goes across my belly on the outside of my left hand, and I block. Some students make the mistake of blocking on the inside. Well, how can I block a punch or a kick from my inside block if it's coming from the outside? I'm gonna end up getting pushed back and getting hurt, right? So you gotta block on the outside, okay? And of course, back to guard. And then kick, cross, and cover, okay? So it's imperative that the finite details get worked out in every combination, every kick, every punch, every block, every flip. When we start going to the ground, when I start doing ground techniques, all of that matters. Everything matters. Everything you do matters, people. Everything you do. Okay, so again, here we go. Kempo fighting stance. Now we just did 6, 6B. Here comes number 7. Again, from 2 different views. I turn, I'm on my toes. I bend my knees. This is called rising sun. Okay, this is called a side kick. Aya, right over left into a cat stance or cross and cover. Now from a side view, I really want you to see the kick from a side view. From here, I turn, bend my knees, I come up, that's called rising sun. Watch my back leg, which is my right foot, watch it, see? Right over left. And again, from this side now, one more time. I turn, I duck, I come up, watch my back leg from here, right over left. You really want to make sure that the blade of your foot, the blade here of your foot is going to be solid. It's going to be right there, okay? That's so important, all right? Hands are up. Now we're going to go into white belt combinations. Combinations 3 and 4, okay? Hands are up. Here comes a straight punch or a hook. It doesn't matter. Buddhist palm, okay? After you block that punch, grab the wrist. Left leg steps forward. 2 knuckle punch. Go to your chest. Hammer strike. Come back to your chest. Come up. Hammer strike to the person's stomach, depending on how tall they are. If they're going to be really tall, it might go to the groin. We call it the happy meal, okay? Or it could go to the stomach. You pop your hands up to guard your face. You go back, left over right, okay? So important. Now, combination number 4, okay? Still white belt combinations, I know, okay? Very impressive. My hands are up, okay? Now, here comes a straight punch or a hook. It doesn't matter. I'm going to block it. I'm going to meet it, okay? I step into the person. I bend my knees, hammer strike, okay? I turn like this, and I punch outwards. Don't punch on the inside. You might hit yourself in the jaw. That wouldn't look too cool, right? So punch outward. Pop your hands up. Go back. Right over left into a cat stance or cross and cover, okay? Now we're going to get into yellow belt. This is called combinations 5, 6, and 6 extension, Okay? Here we go. Hands are up. Here comes a straight punch or a hook, doesn't matter. I'm going to high block. I want to divert that negative energy that's coming at me, divert the negative energy away, okay? So again, high block. After I high block, I step straight towards a person. This is called a leopard punch, okay? Some may call it, of course, a vertical. It is a leopard punch. I reach out, bring the person down, punch ki. Aya! Pop my hands up, go back, left over right, cross and cover into a cat stance, okay? Hands are up. Here comes a straight punch or a hook. Not a problem again, okay? Again, high block. I slide down the person's arm. I grab the back of their neck, and I throw a forearm strike. Aya, ki. Bring the person down. Rising sun. Aya. Pop my hands up. I go back. Left, over, right. Again, cross and cover into a cat stance, okay? Hands are up. Now this is called 6 extension. This is all yellow belt combinations, my people. All yellow belt combinations. Straight punch or a hook, doesn't matter, okay? Again, high block, reach out, forearm strike, hammer strike, pop my hands up, I raise up a little bit, go backwards, left over right, cross and cover into a cat stance. Now we're going to go into orange belt. Orange belt is called 6B and 7. The combinations are 6B and 7. Okay, I'm going to do them both from a side view. First move, straight punch or a hook, doesn't matter. High block, I step straight, snake strike, aya, into a person's neck, reach out, bring the person down. Rising sun, aya. Elbow strike, left over right, okay? Now, from a side view, again, 6B, okay? High strike, step straight, aya, reach out, grab the person down, you see? Rising sun, aya, left over right, okay? Now, we're gonna get into number 7. I'm gonna show you once again, 2 different views, okay? Number 7. Hands are up, left arm chamber, okay? Cross block and step. Grab the wrist, grab the forearm and control it. Protect your face. I turn back, and then of course I kick. Aya, right over left. This is one of the very few kicks in Kempo martial arts that really goes above the waist, the chest area, really into the neck area. Kempo is a close quarter combat art, in my humble opinion, one of the best arts in the world. Of course, the Israeli techniques, the Israeli fighting army, they use a technique called Krav Maga, which is amazing. You're not going to find that in the corner in your hometown. That art is very, very violent. But Kempo comes very, very close to it. Kempo is a great close quarter combat art. I teach, again, state troopers in a lot of municipalities around the area, okay? Hands are up, okay? Now, again, from a side view, okay? My hands are up, left arm chamber. I cross block and step. Left, right, left. Watch my foot. Aya, right over left, okay? That kick right there can go to the chest, can go to the neck. It all depends on, of course, the height of your opponent. Now, you can control a lot more than you think you can by using this. Watch what you say and how you say it. Watch what you do and how you do it, okay? I have a wonderful anti-bullying program that is sponsored by a major, major company. I can't tell you who the company is. I didn't get a release to release their name on television. But whenever you come in the Bagwell Academy of Martial Arts, always ask about our anti-bullying program. It's effective and it works, okay? So moms at home, kids, pay attention, okay? Here we go. Hands are up. One more time. Combination number 7. Chamber. cross, grab, grab, protect, aya, right over left. Okay? Now we're going to get into what they call one pinyon. I get questions all the time. Kyoshi Bagwell, what is the difference between a pinyon and a kata? Night and day. Night and day. Okay, pinyons move so much more faster than a kata. Okay, but they're both a pattern. They both have a designated way of moving. Okay, and the key is with martial arts, it's all about discipline. It really is. Because if you can hone in on all the moves in a pinyon or a kata, some call them patterns, some call them forms. If you can hone in on all those techniques going on and hit them right, imagine how you would hone in on one person in a fight. Your focus, your concentration, your balance, your stamina, everything will be at a much heightened level. Think about it. That's why they have just a karate school, but no katas or forms or pinyons or patterns. I can't equate to that. It doesn't make any sense. But there are some fighting schools that just fight. Okay, that's on them. But at Bagwell Academy of Martial Arts, one of my mottos, we teach quality martial arts to build quality martial artists. All of my belts are legit. Black belts are legit. You have to be legit, people. Okay? Now, here we go. One pinyon. Height. Come here. I'm going to go through the whole pinyon nice and slow. Okay? Low block, half moon punch, turn, low block, half moon punch, cat stance, low block, half moon punch 1, half moon punch 2, half moon punch 3. Chamber, turn at this point, low block, half moon punch, turn, low block, half moon punch. My back is to you only for a moment. Low block, punch 1, punch 2, punch 3. Those are called half moons. Right arm chamber above my belt, I turn, low block, half moon punch, turn, low block, half moon punch. Now we do what they call a hard chamber. Left leg goes back. We finish where we started. Bow and say, height. Okay? So when it comes down to pinyons and forms and katas, the pinyon moves so much faster. Okay? And in later shows, we start getting into like advanced, of course, in the black belt techniques and forms and pinyons. I will show you the difference between a pinyon that's fast and a kata. I will show you the difference. But we're in our beginning stages of the shows. It's a grassroots show. And again, I want to thank just everybody for participating and taking part in this. I want to thank my lovely producer, Lori. I love you so much. Thank you so much for your time. And of course, to the owners and the managers here at SCTV. It's absolutely wonderful. So with that being said, let me just go ahead and finish up. Okay? So we went over, of course, our 3 belts, white, yellow, and orange. White, letter in yellow and orange are, white belt is called Chunji. Dangun belt in Taekwondo is called, of course, Dangun. The orange belt, kata in Taekwondo is called Do-san. We also went through all of our kempos. Kick, cross, and cover, step back, middle block, come back to guard and kick, and of course, rising sun. And those kempos are called 6, 6B, and of course, 7. We also went through all of our combinations in Kempo. White belt combinations are 3 and 4. Yellow belt combinations, of course, are 5, 6, and 6 extension. And of course, our orange belt combination is called 6B and 7. We also went through, of course, one pinyon. And yes, a pinyon moves much faster, moves much faster than katas. Once again, I want to thank you all for watching the Kyoshi Herbie Bagwell TV show. I want to thank you all. Thank you, my girl Lori, for being my wonderful producer. God bless you all, and good night.